Hello, federal employees. I'd like to take a few minutes to talk to you about Project SeaWolf Coastal Protection. We are a very lean group, very small, all-volunteer organization that's been part of the CFC for over 15 years. We started about 1997, and our focus is to defend and create stewardship opportunities, education, as well as protection campaigns for our marine wildlife here in the Puget Sound, the greater Puget Sound. And we focus particularly on the southern resident killer whales, a highly endangered species. So this is what we're all about. Project SeaWolf is a very lean, all-volunteer group of folks who work behind the scenes to do a lot of things for our local marine wildlife and the killer whale population down here in the south and central Puget Sound. We have done some pretty remarkable things with our 10 to 15 person volunteer staff over the years since we started in 1997. Probably the biggest was to build the coalition to create the federal endangered species status application for the southern resident orcas. Now that was something we started back in 1999. It took a few years to accomplish, but then we followed that independently with the same kind of initiative in the state of Washington to gain the endangered species status for the orca within the state itself too. Probably one of our biggest successes was that we were the group that initially discovered and led the effort to rescue and relocate Springer, the orphaned orca that was found here from the northern residents back in 2003. So we've produced documentary films. Our budget is generally between $8,000 and $10,000 a year. That's because 95% of our donations go directly into field campaigns. So we have been supported by the CFC and a number of independent people right throughout the years of our operation, and we dearly appreciate all the help that we can get from CFC contributions. One of the coolest things about Project SeaWolf is that we actually conduct a lot of the field campaigns. We work with the National Marine Fisheries Service, we work with advocacy groups, researchers, educational facilities, and we get out there in the field with the whales, and we spend a lot of time on the water. We've got specialized craft, we've got specialized equipment, dive gear, boats, hovercrafts that we use in our application, and we make them available to National Marine Fisheries Service and a lot of different groups, basically for free or just for the cost of our operation. We believe in providing the platform because we know that there are researchers out there that may be grant dependent and may not have the resources that we do. So part of our mandate is to support resources for all the different operations out there that do good for whales and other marine wildlife as much as possible. Over the years, another big thing that we've determined is that it helps for us to help educate students about marine wildlife conservation and stewardship. So we have been pushing tree planting programs, field experiences, we've been bringing in lecturers, and we've been working with schools and different community groups to provide all kinds of free educational opportunities for students to try to cultivate that whole lifestyle and the value system of environmental and marine ecology stewardship. A few decades ago, we came up with this novel idea. We thought we'd print a whole bunch of these little 6 by 9 inch salmon-friendly lawn signs, and we'd give them away for free. And the whole purpose of that was that people would request these signs and place them on their lawns, and they would generate neighborhood discussions about toxic effluent that came off people's lawns. Over the years, we've distributed over 23,000 of these signs for free throughout the Puget Sound, and the campaign has become so popular that we've even had requests for our artwork to be modified in places as far away as Hawaii, the Colorado Rockies, the Hudson River in New York. And so we've done quite a bit of work with this campaign to try to make it as a really good educational resource to whoever might want to implement it in their own region. Earlier, I talked a little bit about our rescue of the orphaned orca Springer back in 2003. We put together a coalition of team members who conducted the work in getting the orca captured. Our boats supported their operations. Our marine mammal biologists and board of advisor members all were part of that effort. And the best thing that came out of that was that we actually effectively learned that it was possible to rescue a stranded whale and rehabilitate her and then return her to her family. Today, Springer lives wild up in northern British Columbia with her family, and she even has two calves of her own. So this is a remarkable success story, and it's probably one of the proudest achievements that we took a leading role in as part of our history. Another one of the big areas that the CFC has supported us is for funding for Project SeaWolf to acquire anywhere between 8 to 10,000 native tree seedlings every spring, and we bring together students throughout the northern Puget Sound, predominantly Snohomish County and North King County, and we go out and plant trees. We use school groups, scout groups, all kinds of community groups, and the kids learn hands-on civics and environmental stewardship. We work with a number of partners on this campaign. We work with some of the tree nurseries in the region, as well as Adopt a Stream, Stream Keepers, and a bunch of different groups that help us with volunteers and getting out there and basically chaperoning these events. So this is something we've been doing now for over 17 years, and again, we're proud to say that we have probably returned over 35,000 native trees into Puget Sound habitat. And of course, the core of our operation are our field patrols. We do make it a point of getting out on the water as often as we can throughout the summer. If there's a report of whales coming in, we make sure that those whales aren't intruded upon. We remind boaters around those populations of whales that happen to be coming through here of the rules that govern marine mammal observation in the region, proximity guidelines, and so forth. And then we also photo document as much as we can. We try to help with the ID of individual animals so that we know which whales are coming into the region, whether it's the southern residents or perhaps even some of our transient visitors or the offshore whales that occasionally come in. And so that's another major part of our operations. We do go out, we document, we witness, and we use this material to provide stewardship opportunities and public education about our whales. So that's a little bit about Project SeaWolf Coastal Protection. Our CFC number is 55871. And we are proud to say that once again in 2024, we received the Platinum Seal of Transparency from GuideStar. That's one of the organizations that maintain an overwatch on all nonprofits throughout the region. So we are very transparent. We put a big chunk of your donations, over 95%, directly into our field campaigns, and we do not provide salary to any of our staff. So we are a 100% volunteer organization, and we are hoping for your support again this year. So thanks so much for listening.